Let's look at some of these myths that are here, okay?
Yep.
And you're the expert here. We're looking at you, going to dispel some of these myths. We want to look at the calories. We want to think about how many calories we're going to burn.
Puts people on the same calorie diet, twins, some will gain 4 kilograms in 2 months. This is giving them extra food. Others will gain 14 kilograms. The same exact calories. So it's all rubbish, this idea that all calories are equal.
We should get away from eating fatty foods. We can eat foods with starch in it. And you say that's not true. We can eat what we want.
Actually, the reverse is true. The largest study ever done on low-fat diets compared 6,000 Spaniards on low-fat foods against those on a high-fat Mediterranean diet. And the high-fat Mediterranean diet had a third less deaths, less diabetes, less obesity. So it's complete rubbish. And this is driven just by the manufacturers getting you to have cheaper, crappier products with zero fat in it. So let's go back to real food instead.
Right, so we got rid of that one.
The reason we've got so much of this wrong, well, with this advice about if you just eat less and exercise more and control your calories, you'll lose weight. During that 30 years, every country in the world has doubled the number of obese people, as well as food allergies and diabetes. So we're clearly not getting it right with this simple advice. And the reason we've all got it wrong is we've not known about this organ inside us that is actually much more crucial than what's written on the packet of the stuff you buy, the processed foods. This is a new organ, and it's called our microbiome. If you think of your gut as like a barren garden, like if you're overweight, you've got diabetes, or you're depressed, your gut microbes are going to look like an Arizona backyard. Nothing really growing there, easy for weeds to take over. But if, like you guys, you're super healthy, you know, you're having your kefir in the morning, you're jogging, you're in fine spirits, your microbes are going to be hugely diverse, like an English country garden, okay? Everything fertilized and flowering. That's what we want to achieve. I've given you all the bad news, so the question is focusing on the quality of the food you eat, because what we're trying to do is feed the microbes. The reason that greens are good for you is because they are food, they're fertilizers for your microbes, and they contain something called polyphenols. Have you heard of those? Flavonoids used to be called antioxidants, a magical thing that somehow was good for your body. It's everything in moderation, and the idea is you don't just have a red wine diet, it's part of a Mediterranean diet. Don't believe these diet myths, and I spent years without any prejudice really just going through it saying these are all rubbish. Everyone's just trying to sell you a fad, they're trying to sell you a label, they're trying to sell you a new product. It's going back to this idea that you've all got a unique soil, and you need to test it and work out what your soil is and what foods are going to suit it best. Give yourself natural fertilizers, prebiotics, put regular seeds on it. That's your probiotics, that's your kefir, that's your yogurt. Vary as much as possible. Don't get bored into the same foods as we all do. Above all, encourage diversity and realize that with 100 trillion microbes inside us all, you'll never again eat alone. I was in Tanzania 2 weeks ago with this hunter-gatherer tribe. They have 40% more microbes than we have. 40%. They're all gone extinct because they have 600 different types of foods that they eat every year. We have about 40 or 50. Diversity. They eat every plant and animal you can get, and that's what we need to get back to. And these guys do not have any of our Western diseases.